Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm sharing some extreme decluttering and home organization. I will be completely transforming my kids' playroom, removing about 75% of the stuff that is in here, making the space much more manageable, functional, minimal, and less overwhelming. I found that my kids were not having productive play while in this room and something needed to be done. This was a huge project, but it had a great outcome, and I cannot wait for you to see the process and how it turned out. If you need some cleaning, decluttering, and organizing motivation, this is the video for you. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We have a lot to get done, so let's get into this. The first thing I want to do is just show you around so you can see where we are starting. Unfortunately, the shelf in the closet fell. Luckily, nobody was in the room when it happened, so nobody got hurt, but I took it as a sign that it was time to tackle this project. I have been putting it off, and I knew it needed to get done, so this was definitely a push in the right direction. The first thing I'm doing is just picking up. I find that it's more difficult to declutter a space when it's already messy in the first place. So I like to clean up and put things back where they go as much as I can so I can have a clear space to work in. Once I was done picking up the floor, the first thing I did, because I was already at the bookshelf, was clear out my son's school supplies. He was in kindergarten this year and is going into first grade next year. I can't even believe it, but this year is coming to an end, so we're going to get most of his school supplies packed away. I do want to keep some out because we are going to continue to work through the summer, just a little bit to make sure that he's up to date on his math and reading skills, but everything else will be packed away for the summer, and we will take out his first grade curriculum in the fall. Next, we are going to start clearing out this closet. I could not believe how much was packed in here. No wonder the shelf fell. As soon as I got everything cleared out, I realized that it was definitely just a matter of time until it happened. Like I said, I'm just so thankful that nobody was in this room and nobody got hurt. I will say though, something kind of funny. When it happened, of course, we heard the crash and I immediately thought it was my fish tank breaking, and I thought there was going to be water and fish all over the place. So at the same time, I'm thankful that it was just the shelf and not the fish tank, because that would have been a complete disaster. I can't even imagine. I do get a little carried away here just showing you some memories, because this chest fell from the top of the closet and spilled all over the place. There are ultrasounds and paintings and letters and just everything in this chest. Memories for me of when I was pregnant and when my kids were younger, just things that I want to hold on to, and looking at them made me so happy and brought back so many good memories. So I actually had a lot of fun going through all of these things. After I was done putting everything back in the chest, I took all of these little pieces that were on the floor and put them in a pile so I could sort through them and organize them. My goal while decluttering this space was to not keep any trinkety toys. Not only was I completely done cleaning up this room because it was too overwhelming for my kids, the worst part about it was all of the small pieces that I had no idea what to do with. My kids always helped clean up as much as they could, but because of the sheer overwhelming overwhelmingness of this room and how much stuff is already in here, it made it really difficult for them to not only clean up but also play productively. What I found them doing a lot of the time was just dumping toys out one after another and not actually playing with the toys that were available to them. Then we would end up with a massive mess in here. I'm talking toys everywhere, like can hardly see the floor. My kids are 5, 3, and 1, and when a mess gets to that level, I do not expect them to be able to clean that up because that is extremely overwhelming. It's even overwhelming for me, so usually when that would happen, I would take over, which is why I feel like I've gotten to this point where I want to take about 75% of the stuff that is available to them out of this room. That has happened too many times, and I do not want to clean this room in a state of total disaster ever again. My hope is by doing this, it will make the space much more manageable, functional, minimal, and way less overwhelming for the kids not only to play, but to also clean up after themselves. After cleaning out the closet, I wanted to show you where we are at. Oftentimes when I'm decluttering, I have to remind myself that it gets worse before it gets better. Sometimes decluttering can be extremely overwhelming, and not only is it important to remind yourself that it gets worse before it gets better, it's also important to take breaks. In order to keep going and keep working in the right direction, make sure to give yourself some mental breaks and a little breather here and there so you don't get overwhelmed and feel unmotivated or discouraged to keep going. Go outside, get some fresh air, make yourself a cup of coffee, do whatever you need to do. Even if it's for the rest of the day, take the rest of the day to yourself and come back to it the next day. Nothing's going to change. The mess is still going to be there. Everything still needs to be decluttered. Decluttering is a marathon, not a sprint. Take your time and you got this. Now I'm going through all of the kids' costumes. I will be packing all of their costumes away into our storage unit. We did decide to get a storage unit because you know we are moving very shortly, probably within the next 4 or 5 months. I will have a better idea on timing once I meet with the builder later this week, but right now I'm hoping it's going to be sometime in October. Like I said, I will find out more very soon, and of course I will share that information with you probably over on my Instagram. If you're not following me, my Instagram is at Becky R. Moss. I will put that up on screen here, but in the meantime, we did decide to put some things in a storage unit, which includes some of the kids' toys that we are packing away. I'm not sure if we will end up taking them back out or not in the new house. Some of them are baby toys, as well as other toys for the older kids, but I packed what I thought I should pack away. In the new house, they will have a dedicated schoolroom and a dedicated playroom, so everything won't be shoved into this one space anymore. So we will have a lot more space to work with, and maybe we'll pull them back out and maybe we won't need to. We'll just have to wait and see. I'm just continuing here to sort and organize things into categories to make sure all of this decluttering is worth it, because if it's not in the right category or is not put away properly, then I feel like there is no point to all this. So I'm really trying to take my time and put things where they are supposed to go, even the beads and everything. I'm really taking my time with every single thing in here. That way, hopefully, I don't have to do this again before we move. Since we were just sorting and organizing beads, I decided to move to underneath the easel where there are other art supplies, work my way through those, then we will start going through everything that was in the closet. This larger box, as well as all of these smaller boxes next to it, is a magic box for my son that I swear to you he has used twice. This is definitely one thing that I am packing away, as well as a bunch of other things I am discarding, donating, and packing away. So many things in this video. You will see in just a little while. It's literally a pile of stuff that is leaving this room, and I couldn't be happier about it. You'll see a couple times throughout today's video, I will try to put something in a box or in a storage container or just in an area in general that it doesn't fit or it just doesn't work for some reason. I feel like that's just part of decluttering. You never really know exactly what is going to happen until you're doing it, and you just have to go with the flow and adjust as necessary. Everything always works out, and I do my best to just work with what I have. When I was decluttering the playroom, however, I did need to run up to the store to get 2 large storage containers to store toys in so we could pack them away into our storage unit. I cannot tell you how excited I am to take back out some of the items we have had to store in our storage unit for my kids. For example, I have one of those climbing triangles. I have my nugget couch for my kids that I had to pack away. They have some oversized chairs from Pottery Barn that will go in their bedrooms. I am just unbelievably excited for the space that we are going to have. Everything I'm putting in the upper left corner is going to the storage unit. I'm just going to take a second to clean back up this space so I can have some room to go through all of the papers and coloring books that were in the closet. Hazel decided to go in the closet underneath the shelf that's just hanging there by a thread. I was so scared that it was going to fall on her, but I went in there and grabbed it and everything was fine, but that's just me being a mom and reacting. I was like, oh no, you gotta get out of here. I'm so scared this is gonna fall. But right after this, Rob actually fixed the closet shelf. He put up a closet bar for the next owners of this home. We have lived here for, I want to say, just over 5 years, maybe 6 years, and this closet has never had a closet bar in it, so we've always used the shelf to hang clothes and whatever we needed to use it for. It's obviously weakened over time by doing that, so that's why we added a closet bar. Now I'm going through sorting, organizing, and decluttering all of the coloring books, the papers, the notepads, everything that was on that hanging shelf. I had in the closet, and I will be putting most of this stuff back on it. All of it is heavily used, whether it's to color or for schoolwork. Different crafts that we do, we use all of this stuff very frequently, but it needed to be organized and decluttered. I feel like I'm kind of jumping randomly from one thing to another here. Instead of putting everything back in the hanging shelf in the closet, I decided to go through this storage container which had Lincoln Logs, dominoes, and Jenga in it, and sort those into different bags to make them more organized. Again, trying to find the right container to store these crafts in. This storage container was just a little bit too small, so I set it to the side and decided to put all of our Legos into one of the bags that I used to sort the Lincoln Logs, dominoes, and Jenga in. These bags work great for organizing toys. I love them. We've also used them for games, like board games and card games, and even game pieces. It comes with some smaller bags and lots of larger bags. We've used these for so many different things. I repurposed this storage container from the kids' bedroom. It had blankets in it. I took the blankets out and decided to use it for those crafts that would not fit in the other storage container. This one is perfect to go to the storage unit. I will find something else for the blankets. We probably don't even need as many blankets as we have. That's a whole nother decluttering project that I don't want to get into right now. Let's finish this one first. I'm sure you thought that the toys in this room was all of them, and I'm showing you here that this basket was out in the living room, jam-packed full of toys. We put this basket in the living room because each night they go around and they pick up all their toys and put them in the basket. The original reason I got this basket was so that once a week the kids could take out the toys in the basket and put them away where they go. Otherwise, if they choose not to do that, the toys in the basket will be donated. However, I have not been able to stick to my word up until decluttering this room because honestly, where would they have put them? What were they supposed to do? Go in there and pile these toys on top of their already full toy baskets? I feel like that is not a good way to teach kids how to clean or how to organize anything, and actually teaches them bad habits. So rather than having them do that, I waited until I was done completely decluttering this room and going through all of their toys. Now we do have this system in place and it works great. Here I am again rearranging how I'm choosing to store these crafts and the kids' toys that are packed away in these storage bags. I decided ultimately to store the toys that are organized into these different storage bags in this one storage container all together. That way, if they want anything in it, they can go in this one storage container that's packed nicely away in the closet, take out what they want, then hopefully when they are done playing with it, put it away and get out the next thing that they would like to play with. I found this to be the best option for storing these toys because there are so many different little pieces. Rather than having them just out and available to them all of the time, they have to actually want to play with something specific. This avoids a lot of dumping out of different toys. They have to actually go in there, get the specific thing they want to play with it, then put it away. We have a couple toys out in the living room for my kids. For example, the train tracks that you just saw me try to fit in one of these organizers. I was so sad that it didn't fit because out in the living room it just looks like clutter and it makes it so messy out there. So I really wanted it to fit into this storage container so it could go into the closet in the playroom, but unfortunately it did not fit. But I will be getting something to store this in. They do play with this train track a ton, and I want to keep it available for them because when they do play with it, they play with it for a very long time. I'm talking like hours, and I love the imaginative play they have while they are playing with it. As you just saw, I straightened up the room a little bit because it's time to start going through my kids' toy baskets. They are jam-packed with toys, and this part was a little bit overwhelming to me. I did need to take a break shortly after starting the toy baskets simply because I found myself wanting to keep everything. So I stepped away for a little bit knowing that was not the goal, and then I came back to it and tackled the rest of this project. As you can see, I started in Wyatt's toy basket, my 1-year-old, and as soon as I started this, like I said, I tried to keep everything. I was like, these are good toys. I know he will play with them. After I stepped away and came back, I came back with 2 large storage bins. My goal was to fill these storage bins and pack them away. The other goal I had was to only put 10 to 20 toys in each child's toy basket. That way their toys are very limited and they will appreciate what they have a little bit more. So once I came back to it, I took a good hard look at what was available to them and realized the reality is they don't even play with half of these toys. So I set aside about 10 to 15 toys that I have seen Wyatt play with in the last month or so. I put those toys back in his basket and I packed away or discarded, donated everything else. I did this one basket at a time, starting with Wyatt's as you just saw, then moving to Noah's and finally Hazel's. The big toys are always pretty easy to declutter and organize. It's when they start getting smaller and smaller and smaller. That's when it starts getting very difficult and tedious. I know a lot of people will say at that point you just throw everything else away. However, a lot of the smaller pieces go with different toys that we have, so it was important to me to go through everything and make sure everything was in its proper place. Of course, all of the unnecessary things I did either donate or discard, but I really wanted to take my time organizing and decluttering this room the right way. I'm not sure how my kids ended up with like 7 backpacks, but I found even more toys in almost all of them. I couldn't believe it. I decided to pack away all of the kids' dinosaurs. They do play with them. However, I am trying to make smart decisions and only keep certain things in here that I know they will play with all of the time. Right now, they do occasionally play with them, but they don't miss them right now, and neither do I. I do not miss cleaning up the mess. Every time I go on to the next big task, next will be Hazel's basket, and I know it is piled high full of toys. I always like to clean up the room a little bit because I know it's about to get really messy again, so right now I am again straightening up, moving things to the side, and just giving myself a little bit more room to sort, declutter, and organize. I know it bothers some that I choose to declutter this way, touching things multiple times. Some people think that when you declutter, everything should only be touched once and you make a decision and you move on. However, I just want to say that everybody declutters in their own way. You will find something that works for you. This is the method that works best for me. It's like controlled chaos in here, one thing at a time, cleaning up a little bit, then moving on to the next thing. I have always found that I declutter best this way. I have tried other methods, but this is what works for me. And as you work through your own home, you will find a method that works for you. If you find yourself struggling to get started or get motivated and your house is a disaster and you just don't know where to begin, you can always go check out my website, onepositivemom.com, and we can schedule a 15-minute intro call to see if working one-on-one with me would be a good fit for you to become more positive, productive, mindful, and motivated in your daily life. It's a perfect opportunity to briefly talk about where you currently are and where you want to be, and to see if we would be a good fit, like I said, working one-on-one together. If you want to check that out, I will put the link to my website below in the description. It didn't always happen on camera, but I did pull my kids in here occasionally to talk about what they wanted to keep or what we wanted to donate or get rid of completely, just so they could have a little input as well and know exactly what was going on. We talked about how their toys go to other kids, and they were really happy about that and excited to give their toys to other kids so they had an opportunity to play with them. However, Hazel was extremely unproductive and did not want to give anything away or pack away anything at all. I tried to convince her to donate some of her dolls and some of her baby and doll clothes, only because she has so many mismatched pieces and they don't even fit the dolls that she has. I told her that if we could do that, it would be a good opportunity to get new ones for her birthday. I do think I am still going to make that executive decision because I think ultimately she will be happier being able to play with all of her dolls and all of her doll clothes at the same time. But right now I knew she would be sad if I did that, so we just left everything as is and sorted and organized it. I could have sworn I turned in both of these phones when I got my new phone. This was so weird to me to find these in the playroom. I decided to separate Hazel's baby clothes and toys into one storage bag and then her larger doll clothes and toys into a different storage bag. That way, depending on which one she wants to play with, it's a little bit easier to find and again put away once she's done. I was going to put the doll and baby clothes into her toy basket, but that would make it overflow again, so I simply put them in the closet with the rest of the stuff that is stored away so it does not get dumped out whenever she comes in here. I also decided to pack away in this storage bin the trinkety toys that the kids do play with. That way, if they decide to play with these little trinkets, they all have to come out and then they all have to be put away. I'm taking a second to show you where we are at. Basically everything on this side of the room by the fish tank and then to the left that I will show you in just a second, around the kids' craft table and even some things on top of the craft table, everything in this section of the room will not be in this room. I will put it in one pile in a little while so you can see everything that is leaving this room in one mountain, but I wanted to stop for a second and just show you where we are at because we are making significant progress. The next thing I'm doing is taking a few minutes to organize and declutter and completely clear off this craft table. And finally, here is everything that is leaving this playroom. I could not be happier with the amount of stuff that will no longer be in here. Like I said, whether it's being discarded, donated, or packed away, all that matters is that it will no longer be in this room. I'm also going to show you around the room for a minute so you can see where everything is at before we start removing this stuff from the room. The table is clean. Those tutus will be packed away. I just wanted to keep them safe. The toy baskets, I cannot believe that they are all just half full. They were overflowing when we started with stuff spilling out of them. This is significantly different than it was. I could not be happier with this major transformation, and not to mention the closet. Do you remember where we started with this closet? The shelf had fallen down, everything was on the ground. This looks so good compared to what it was. Now everything is nice and neat and organized. We only have a few things available to the kids, superheroes, those trinkets I mentioned, some animals that my youngest loves to play with, blocks, and then that storage basket full of different storage bags with other toys for the kids to play with that are nicely organized as well, so they know exactly where to put them once they are done playing with them, and their craft supplies. Everything is so neatly organized. I am so happy with how this turned out. Now I'm going to start taking all of the stuff that is leaving this room out by my front door, and then my husband will take it from there. The last thing we're going to do in this room is wipe down all of the surfaces and vacuum. I'm using Scrub Daddy Power Paste on my kids' craft table to clean all of the marks off of it that my cleaner would not get off. As you know, I like to use non-toxic cleaners. My multi-purpose cleaner is just vinegar, water, some essential oils, and a drop of salicylates. And the Power Paste I'm using is comparable to the pink stuff. It's just a less toxic option. I want to thank all of you for being here and watching today's video. I hope it gave you tons of decluttering and organizing motivation, or even just some motivation to get up and get your to-do list done, or maybe you don't have anything on your to-do list and you just want to have a positive and productive day. I hope this video gave you whatever it is you were looking for. If you enjoyed today's video, I hope you give it a thumbs up, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks again so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing a whole house clean with me. It took me about 2 full days to get done everything I needed to get done that was on my to-do list. I knew there was no way I would get it done all in one day because my house was very messy. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. I share real life, mom life, cleaning, decluttering, organizing, some cooking, DIY projects, and home makeovers, as well as more recently some new house updates. We are currently in the process of building our next home. It's still very early, but you will occasionally see some updates and some progress from our new build as well here. But like I said, I hope you'll subscribe and stay a while if you need some homemaking motivation. Today we are starting in my kids' bedroom. It wasn't too messy. There were just a few things that needed to be picked up. Sheets needed to be changed, and I decided while I was in here to declutter their clothes. There were some things that did not fit them anymore and some that they just didn't wear. So I wanted to get those clothes pulled out and either packed away or donated. The reason I'm packing away some and not donating all of the clothes is because we do plan on having more kids. I am not pregnant yet, but when the time comes, of course, we don't know whether we're going to have a boy or a girl, and I do like to recycle my kids' clothes from one to the next. So I do save some, but not all of their clothes, just the ones that I found to be extra cute. Not only does it save money, but I think it's adorable to see an outfit that one child was wearing that I thought was super cute on the next baby. For example, some of the clothes that Noah wore when he was a baby and even a toddler Wyatt now wears, and I think it's the cutest thing ever to pull out pictures of Noah in that outfit and then take a similar picture with Wyatt in that same outfit. It just shows how much they've grown and how much our family is growing. When I started to have kids, my mom always told me the days are long but the years are short, and she was definitely right. It's crazy how fast kids grow. I've always been one to cherish every moment as a mom, even from day one when my oldest was first born. Even on hard days, I've known since I was pretty young that I wanted to be a mom and I wanted to have a large family, and I feel so grateful and thankful for the life that I have and my kids and my family, and I feel like I'm living my dream life. So I'm definitely not somebody to like wish a day away just because it's a little bit challenging. I do my best to enjoy every single day with them because I know this time, especially while they're younger, is very limited. All of that to say, if you have kids, do yourself a favor and give yourself some grace and try to enjoy it. I feel lucky that I realized this as soon as I became a mom because I'm doing my best to absorb every single moment with them rather than looking back later in life and wishing I had. Thinking about how fast my kids are growing does make me very emotional, and I'm already a very emotional person as it is. So when I do declutter their clothes, it does bring out those emotions. Especially this time, it actually made me ugly cry because I have been putting off taking these certain clothes out of Wyatt's closet. They are size 12 months and they have not fit him for a while now, but to me, taking them out of his closet meant that he is officially not a baby anymore and officially a toddler. And he has been literally the greatest joy in the world to raise since the day he was born. I have thoroughly enjoyed every single second with him and cannot even think of one challenging time. It just took me a while to accept moving on past this stage. I almost took that clip out, but I do think it's just relatable to other moms and it's just real life motherhood, and it's not all cupcakes and rainbows. It can be sad and challenging at times, but it's so incredibly rewarding. Alright, we are done in the closet and moving to the dresser. I'm going to first take everything that I want to declutter out of the dresser and put it in one pile. Then I will take that pile and separate it into donate and pack away. I've explained to my kids what it means to donate, and I thought this was kind of funny. About a week before I filmed this video, Hazel was picking out her pajamas and handed these to me and told me that she thinks somebody else would like these better, so she thinks we should give them to somebody else, which was a nice way of saying that she does not like these pajamas and she does not want them anymore. I just thought that was so cute and a funny way for her to tell me that. Now that everything is out of the dresser, I'm sorting the clothes into two piles like I mentioned, one to donate and one to pack away. In this first bag is everything that I have decided to donate, and then in the second bag that you will see me put clothes into, that is everything that I have decided to keep. I'm keeping a little bit more than I would like, but considering that we are moving soon and I will be going through all of these things again, I'm hoping at that time I can be a little bit less emotional about my choices and decide to donate more at that time. All of the clothes have been decluttered. I'm now going to wipe down all of the surfaces in the room, including the door. The kids have been playing outside a ton and playing in the dirt, so there was little fingerprints everywhere that needed to be cleaned off. So we've already decluttered the clothes, but I decided since we're in here to declutter all of the sheets that were on the top shelf in the closet as well, mainly because I knew there were some sheets in these baskets that did not fit the kids' beds very well. I love the Pillow Fort collection at Target. However, the Pillow Fort sheets that I purchased a while ago, I personally feel like they are not very good quality. They're a little scratchy. I feel like they shrunk. And my honest opinion is I found better sheets on Amazon, so I did get the kids some new sheets from Amazon that fit their beds a lot better and they're a lot more comfortable. Plus they're cheaper, so it's a win-win-win. So what I'm doing right now is donating all of their Pillow Fort sheets and also packing away the flannel sheets that we use in the wintertime. Everything in the kids' bedroom has been decluttered. I'm going to vacuum, and the sheets are in the wash right now, so I will have to come back in this room once I'm done in my disaster master bedroom, kids' playroom, and bathroom. We will make our way back into the kids' bedroom and put their sheets back on their beds for the night. Here is that complete disaster of a master bedroom I was talking about. It is very messy in here. We're going to clean up, get some laundry put away, make the bed, wipe everything down, and finish up in here by vacuuming, then head into my kids' playroom. I feel like my bedroom always gets the messiest the fastest because it's always lowest on the priority list. There's always dishes and laundry in the kids' bedroom and of course the kids' playroom that they have been doing a very good job keeping up with. Since we decluttered, you saw in last week's video, we did a major declutter in the kids' playroom. If you missed that video, I will link it below in the description. There's some serious motivation in that video if you need some decluttering motivation, but they've been doing a really good job keeping up in there, but my bedroom always seems to be lowest on the priority list. I used to have really good habits about like making my bed in the morning and just making sure my room was picked up first thing in the morning. Since I know it's pretty low on the priority list, getting things done right away away in the morning tend to help throughout the day, but I've kind of fallen off track with those habits and I'd like to build them back up. I know all it takes is repetition for a certain amount of time, but I'm going to take it one small step at a time and just simply start with making my bed again in the morning. Once I have that habit down, I will add to it and do some habit stacking, but everybody has to start somewhere. If you are somebody who struggles at getting motivated to change your habits and staying positive and productive, motivated, and mindful throughout your day, go check out my website. I will link it in the description below. We can have a 15-minute intro call to see if we would be a good fit to work one-on-one together to change those habits. I mentioned in a previous video that I stopped my loyalty order with Young Living for a number of different reasons and decided to start purchasing my oils from Simply Earth. They have this monthly recipe box that I have been loving, and I'm just sharing with you what is in the box this month. I do have some add-ons in here, but so far I have been loving everything I've gotten from Simply Earth. If you want to check them out, I will put the link in the description. I also want to mention real quick that this is not sponsored and also not an MLM company. I just am sharing products from a company that I really love. We've been putting a crib sheet on my dog's bed because it's so much easier to just take the crib sheet off, wash it, and put it back on. I feel like it helps keep the dog bed pretty clean. Now I'm going to be making my bed. I just recently changed my sheets, so I won't be changing my sheets, just simply making my bed. The room is picked up, my bed is made. I'm going to wipe down all of the surfaces and finish up in here by vacuuming, then head into my kids' playroom, which honestly is pretty darn clean because they've been keeping up with it really well. So I'm just going to go in there, do a little bit of straightening up, wipe everything down, and vacuum. We are now in the playroom. Like I mentioned, it's really not that bad. I just have to put away a few things, clean off the table. There were some marks on the table from my youngest drawing all over it. We are working on that. He definitely prefers to not draw on paper at this point, but all of my kids went through this drawing phase where they just want to draw on everything. I have to change the garbage and vacuum, and we should be done in here. This is the joy of decluttering. I chose to take about 75% of the kids' toys that were in here out of this room. Like I said, if you missed that video, it's in the description, but since then, this room has stayed very clean. Even when the kids take out a bunch of toys, everything has a home and everything is very minimal, which makes it so much easier for everybody to manage. It's way less overwhelming and way more functional. Now we are in the bathroom, which is a little bit more messy than the playroom. First, I will be putting everything away, then wiping everything down. After I'm done in here, I'll be making dinner, getting the kids in the bath and ready for bed, getting in my own pajamas, then heading back into the kids' room to put their sheets back on. If you remember earlier, while we were in there, I threw their sheets in the wash. Then throughout the day, of course, I switched them to the dryer. They were done in the dryer and I needed to put them back on the kids' bed before they got into bed. You may notice this time I am not using Barkeeper's Friend on the stains in my tub. I'm trying really hard to just use clean, non-toxic products. Although Barkeeper's Friend works the best, I'm really trying to keep the chemicals away. And like I said, just use more non-toxic products. I'm using my multi-purpose cleaner that I make here at home. The only ingredients in here are white vinegar, water, a drop of salicylates, and some essential oils. For being completely non-toxic, I'd say this did a pretty good job. you're wondering what's on the back of my door, it's not blood, I promise, it's paint. The kids were doing a lot of painting the day before I was cleaning, and while I was wiping down all of that paint, I decided to just clean the whole door while I'm at it. The bathroom is clean, now I'm headed back into the kids' bedroom to put their sheets on. It is the next day. We are now in the living room. First thing I had to do was fold this mountain of laundry on my couch, get that put away, then just walk around this main area of my home. I had a few things I needed to pick up off the ground, some shoes that needed to be put away by my closet right behind me. I'm sure you're all used to that at this point and so tired of me picking up shoes behind my couch, and let me tell you, so am I. I've said it before in a couple videos, I am beyond excited to move into our new house where every bedroom has a walk-in closet, and all of our shoes and all of our coats that are not being used will be stored in everybody's closet. What a relief that will be. I know it's probably weird to have a favorite thing to fold, but my favorite thing to fold is towels. I like folding towels because it's easy, repetitive, and they all go in the same spot. Let me know in the comments if you have a favorite thing to fold and what that is. I would say about a month ago at this point, I decluttered all of my cleaners because, like I mentioned just a little bit ago, when I was cleaning out my tub in the bathroom, I'm trying to use more non-toxic cleaners and make my cleaners here at home. So this box behind my couch is all of the toxic cleaners that I have decided to get rid of, and I know it has been here for a while. You've probably seen it in a couple of my videos, but I was deciding what exactly I wanted to do with everything. I had a couple followers reach out for a few things, so I sent some followers some cleaning supplies. My mom also said she wanted a couple things, and everything else I gave to my sister-in-law. She just moved into a new house and said that she could use them, so I gave the rest to her. The reason I wanted to give them away rather than just throw everything in the garbage is because I know not everybody feels the same way I do about non-toxic versus toxic cleaners, and that is totally fine. There is no judgment from me. In fact, I'm glad they didn't go to waste. This is just what I'm choosing to do for myself and my family. As you can see, I'm vacuuming this whole area now. Once I'm done, we'll be moving into my dining area and cleaning off my kitchen table. My birthday just passed a couple weeks ago, and my mom came over and brought me this super cute bag with my last name on it and made this book. I thought it was the cutest, most adorable thing in the world. I mentioned earlier that I'm pretty emotional, and anytime somebody gives me a gift that's super heartfelt and thoughtful, I always cry. This book starts with me as a baby and ends in like early adulthood, and then on the back of it, it says chapter 2, and it's a picture of when Rob and I announced that I was pregnant with Noah, like the next phase of our life, like she's going to make a second book, and I just thought it was the sweetest gift. I'm running low on my DIY non-toxic multi-purpose cleaner, and I needed to make some more. Like I mentioned earlier, all it is white vinegar. It's supposed to be sal suds, but apparently I grabbed my Castile soap. So usually it would be a drop of sal suds, water, and I like to add essential oils in mine. I feel like it adds a degreasing effect to it, and I also like the way it smells, of course. It's super easy, it works well, and it's very cost effective. Moving into my kitchen, everything needs to be wiped down, but the main thing I'm focusing on in here is the dishes. First, I will be unloading the dishwasher, then loading it back up with the dishes that are in the sink. I always get comments about how I wash my dishes before loading them into the dishwasher. I don't do a full wash. I just make sure there's nothing stuck on the dishes and rinse them off, then load them into the dishwasher. In my personal opinion, the dishwasher finishes the wash and sanitizes the dishes. It is okay if you do it a little bit different and just put your dishes right in your dishwasher. I personally think it's a little bit gross to put dishes with a bunch of food on them into the dishwasher, even though I know a lot of people say to do that. For one reason or another, I've heard many different reasons on why somebody would do this. Hopefully, if you do that, you clean out your filter often. The dishes are loaded in the dishwasher. I'm going to clean out my sink real quick, then wipe down my countertops, my stove, and my microwave. The last thing I'm doing in here is vacuuming. Thank you so much for being here and watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's whole house clean with me and it gave you tons of motivation to get up and get your to-do list done. If you did enjoy today's video, I hope you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thank you again for being here and watching. I will see you in the next one. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I am sharing some whole house cleaning motivation. We will be moving from room to room as I clean throughout almost my entire house. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Becky. I'm a wife and mom to 3 little ones. My oldest is 5. I have a 3-year-old and my youngest just turned 2. On my channel I share cleaning, decluttering, organizing, and homemaking, and more recently some new build updates. We will be moving in just a few short months, so you will see the occasional update on the progress of our house here and there as well. If that sounds like something you would enjoy, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We are starting today in my living room, first picking everything up, then taking the cushions off of my couch, removing the covers and washing those. The reason I decided to do this is because one of my kids spilt something on one of the cushions. I removed the cushion cover, threw it in the wash, and put it back on, and I realized all of the other cushions did not match this cushion anymore, and they were all really dirty. So they all needed to be removed. I threw them in the wash, decided to put it on a soak cycle first. So first I soaked the cushion covers in the washing machine until the water drained. Then I added more detergent and ran it on a regular cycle. So throughout today's video, while we are cleaning other rooms in the house, the cushion covers will actually be in the washer and dryer. Then at the end of today's video, I will pull them out of the dryer and put them back on the couch cushions and put the couch cushions back on the couch. So Wyatt's birthday was just this past week. He just turned 2, but every time I ask him how old he is, he always tells me that he's tiny. I think it is the cutest, funniest thing, so I left this clip in here because he is just so silly. How old are you?
Tiny!
Hey!
Tiny!
You said you're tiny?
Yes!
Why are you tiny?
Tiny!
You're tiny because Hey Hey's tiny?
Yes!
No being mopey around here. We're not supposed to be moping around. No, we're not supposed to be moping around here. We're not supposed to be moping around. You're so silly. The other thing he's been doing a lot lately, like you just saw, is pretending to mope around. I think he is so funny. But we are now in the kitchen. As you can see, it's pretty messy in here. I have a lot of dishes to do. Luckily, the dishwasher was empty, so that made it very convenient to just wash them, put them in the dishwasher. I know I always get comments about how I pre-wash my dishes in the sink before loading them into the dishwasher. I've always been this way, and I don't plan on doing things different anytime soon. I just like to get anything that's gross and stuck on the dishes off of the dishes, and then I put them in the dishwasher to finish the wash and sanitize them. I'm going to move into my master bedroom. I wanted to finish making my bed, pick up a couple things, hang up some laundry, wipe down the surfaces, and then move into my kids' playroom. The playroom was not bad at all, thankfully. I just had a few things to pick up in here. There were some gifts on the table from Wyatt's birthday party. I wanted to get those put away, as well as the scissors that were on the ground for I don't know why. Your guess is as good as mine. I think the kids were cutting up balloons and putting them on their feet, like little balloon slippers, because I do remember seeing them with balloons on their feet, but I didn't know how they got that way. The scissors on the ground would explain that. The last thing I'm going to do in here is wipe down their craft table with some power paste. I like to do this once in a while when they get marks all over it. It gets it nice and white and bright again. Now we are in my kids' bedroom. Again, it's not too bad in here. I feel like the stuffed animals everywhere make it look a lot more cluttered than it actually is. Like I've mentioned in a previous recent video, stuffed animals are like my kids' thing right now. It's a phase they're going through. They just want all of the stuffed animals on their beds at all times. It drives me nuts, but I know it won't last forever, so I'm just going to go with it and deal with all of these stuffed animals everywhere for the time being. I'm going to straighten up a little bit in here, make their beds, wipe everything down, and I also have one laundry basket of their clothes that need to be put away. You will occasionally see my husband in the background right now. He is walking in and out of the bathroom. He is remodeling it. It was the only room in our house that was outdated. We plan on listing our house probably in August, and I really wanted to make sure the bathroom was updated. Right now, we are a family of 5 in one small master bathroom. It's been a challenge for the last 2 or 3 weeks, but we are almost there. I cannot wait to show you what it looks like. Right now, Hazel and Wyatt are helping me with the laundry, which very shortly, you will see in just a minute, will turn into somersaults. They apparently were done doing the laundry, but I unfortunately could not be done and could not start doing somersaults with them. I had to get it done. Folding and putting away laundry is one of my least favorite chores. I feel like it's just non-stop every single day, especially with 5 of us, and we do plan on having another probably pretty soon, so our family is definitely not getting any smaller, and the laundry is just going to grow. But you know, the good thing about laundry is that it means that you have clothes to wear. So as much laundry as you have, it means that you have clothes to put on your kids, put on yourself, and of course, that is something to be thankful for. We are done in the kids' bedroom. The couch cushion covers are dry, so we're going to go back out in the living room and put those back on the cushions. This is always a challenging task because you have to make sure the right cover is on the right cushion the right way, and I always end up a little bit winded trying to shove the cushion in the cushion cover because it gets a little bit smaller in the dryer. No matter how low I have the heat setting, they always shrink just a tiny bit, but it fits the cushion really nice once I get it on there. That is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks again for being here and watching. I will see you in the next one. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm sharing a disaster whole house clean with me. I will be moving from room to room, cleaning disaster after disaster, cleaning and decluttering each space, pulling my house back together. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Becky. I'm a wife and mom to 3 little ones. On my channel, I share cleaning, decluttering, organizing, and homemaking, and more recently, some new house updates. We are currently building our next home, so you will see the occasional update here and there. It's actually moving along fairly quickly, and we anticipate a move-in date sometime in October, which of course comes with lots of cleaning, decluttering, packing, then unpacking, and more organizing and decluttering when we get in the new house. If you like these types of videos, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get into this. The first thing I'm doing is showing you around every room, every space that we will be cleaning today. Like I said, everywhere is a complete disaster. We're starting in my living room, moving to my kitchen, cleaning in there, doing all the dishes, wiping everything down, then heading into my dining area where my kitchen table is. My kitchen table was so messy, and then next to my kitchen table, I had a pile of stuff that needed to be decluttered. We've been making over our main bathroom, and everything has just been piling up. I'm not sure if this happens to you, but when we have a major project going on, I feel like our house gets so messy so quickly, probably because the project is the main priority and everything else at that point is a little bit lower on the priority list, but it's time to pull my house back together. I will show you the bathroom in a little bit. It's just an update. It is not finished. It's very close to being finished, but I still have to paint the cabinets in there. The vanity is painted, but I decided that it needs a little bit something more, so I decided to paint the cabinets on the wall the same color as the vanity, and hopefully that will pull it all together. Now that you've seen around my whole house and just how messy everything really is, we're going to start in the living room. First, I'm picking up and putting everything where it belongs, wiping down a couple surfaces, and quickly sorting through this mountain of laundry. I know this doesn't disinfect the surfaces, but if you're a mom and you have wipes laying around, do you ever do this? Just grab a wipe and wipe down the surface? I typically only do this if the wipes are right next to me. Otherwise, I would go get a microfiber towel and my multi-purpose cleaner, but the wipes were right there, so I pulled a wipe out and wiped down the end table and the kids' table. After picking everything up and putting it where it belongs, it's time to sort through this mountain of laundry. I haven't had a mountain of laundry like this in a very long time. I'm not going to fold the clothes on camera because honestly it was too overwhelming to me, so what I'm going to do is sort the clothes between the kids' clothes and my clothes and Rob's clothes. I am going to fold the towels and sheets to get those put away, but as far as the clothes go, I'm just going to separate them to make it less overwhelming. The kids are actually going to help me put their clothes away off camera, and then I'm going to take mine in my master bedroom, fold and put that away off camera, because in my opinion, too much laundry folding and putting away can get pretty boring. So we're going to keep that to a minimum on camera here. It needed to get done, but we're going to get through it as quickly as possible. Here's some very quick towel folding. Now I'm going to fold the sheets, be done in this area, move over to my kids' little play store. They actually use it as a kitchen as well, so they have all of their food over there. I'm going to clean up that section, hang up a few coats and jackets that are by my back door, and then move into my kitchen. After finishing in my living room, we are moving into my kitchen. We have lots in here that needs to be put away. Everything needs to be wiped down, and there are tons of dishes to do, but two chores you won't see me doing in today's video are vacuuming and mopping. Thanks to my EcoVax Dbot T20 Omni, there's no need to vacuum or mop because it takes care of those chores for me. As my T20 Omni works its way around my house, continuing to clean my floors, I'm continuing in my kitchen. I actually forgot to press record and thought I was recording for like 10 minutes while I cleared my counters off. So you didn't get to see that part, but I did clear my counters off. Now I'm wiping them down before I do my dishes so I can have a clean, clutter-free place to work in. I wish I was one of those people that didn't go to bed until their sink was clean, but I'm just not one of those people. Once my kids go to bed, I am extremely tired, and usually I'm editing in my room, doing a voiceover, or just relaxing, spending quality time with Rob. We recently started watching this new show called Suits. Well, I guess it's not new, but it's new to us because we just started watching it. I've been loving it. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments below your thoughts about it. If you haven't seen it and you're looking for something to watch, I think it's on Netflix. So if you're looking for something to watch, go check it out. It's definitely, in my opinion, like a feel-good show. I'm really not a big fan of too much drama. I really don't like horror at all. I'm not a big thriller fan. I just really enjoy shows that make me feel good, and this one does that. Like I said, if you're looking for something to watch, go check it out on Netflix. I should mention I'm not very far into it. I'm still in season 1. I think I'm almost at the end end of season 1, but things could change. It could become more dramatic. But even if that were the case, I would totally still watch it because I feel like everything always ends in a positive way each episode. Hazel wanted to join in on doing the dishes, so she is helping me with the silverware. I feel like out of all 3 of my children, Hazel is definitely the one that enjoys cooking and cleaning more than the boys. I really feel like it's because she's a girl and she just has that in her to like take care of things. I totally know that there are boys that do the same thing, and probably lots of them, but for my children, Hazel is the one that likes to do those chores and those tasks the most. The dishes are in the dishwasher. I'm going to clean out the sink, wipe down the counters, and move to my kitchen table. I grabbed a new microfiber towel so I could make sure when I did my final wipe down of the counters, everything was clean. The kitchen is clean and could probably use a deep clean right now, but that was not my goal. My goal was to clean up my house. It was in shambles and I didn't want to focus too much on one area deep cleaning, so I'll have to deep clean that area another day. Right now I'm moving to my kitchen table, putting everything that's on my kitchen table where it goes and wiping it down. I am sure some of you are eyeballing the ovulation test kit on my table. We are planning for baby number 4. We would love our next baby to be born in April of next year, which would mean we are hoping for a baby this month. I've always planned which month I want my babies to be born in. Maybe that's a little bit weird, but my first I knew I wanted in October, and then August, and then June, and we're hoping this time is an April baby. I didn't want my kids to be born around the holidays, and I didn't want their birthdays right next to each other. I just wanted to give them their special birthday and their special time. 2 months apart seemed perfect. Everything has worked out great so far, so we're hoping this time does too. Anyway, this is the area by my front door. There are 2 baskets full of miscellaneous items that need to be decluttered and put where they belong. I also have some paint here for my back deck. I plan on power washing and painting and doing a whole outside clean with me video. That should be a lot of fun. I also have a truck here for Wyatt's birthday that needs to be put together. That's what this other really large box is. Once we're done decluttering this area, we're going to go into the bathroom just for a second. I mentioned I would share with you a little update of the makeover or remodel, so I'm going to show you that really quick. We are in my main bathroom now. My husband has done a great job on this remodel. I painted the vanity this nice green color. It's like a sage green. And this color is the color I plan on painting these cabinets and the little space underneath, as well as the trim around it. I'm not sure if you remember what this used to look like, but it was very dated. It had 2 knobs. My husband replaced all of the hardware in the bathroom to black hardware. Everything is very updated. I decided to go with 4x12 subway tile around the bathtub, and then on the floor we have 12x24 slate tiles. Like I also mentioned in the beginning, it is not done yet. It still needs a little bit of work. It still needs some paint on the cabinet. I need to clean out the bathtub. We need a shower curtain. It just needs a little bit of love. It needs to be cleaned. It's been a good 3 weeks since we have used that bathroom. All 5 of us have been using my master bathroom, which has been a little bit of a struggle with 3 little ones, but we managed. As you can see, we are now in my kids' bedroom. The first thing I'm going to do is pick everything up off the floor, put the toys back in the playroom, make sure everything is put back where it is supposed to go. Then I will be changing the sheets, making the beds. I have some tapestries I need to hang up, and I'll be wiping down all of the surfaces. This tapestry has been hanging up here for a few years now and just randomly decided to fall, so we're going to hang it back up. The kids helped me fold and put away their clothes. The only thing we didn't do was hang up all of their shirts, so I'm going to hang their shirts up right now. After hanging up all of the shirts, I had a few other things I needed to put away. I needed to get out more diapers for Wyatt, some blankets needed to be folded, and I had the second tapestry to hang up. Right now there is a dream catcher out right there. It was gifted to us, but I'm going to take it down and put the tapestry back up, only because I feel like the two tapestries next to each other look more aesthetically pleasing. So I'm going to take the dream catcher down. Maybe we will put it somewhere else in the new house, but for now I'm going to put the ABC tapestry back up in its place. Everything has been picked up in here. I'm wiping down all of the surfaces now. The kids' sheets are in the wash. Once they are dry at the end of this video, I will put the sheets back on their beds and make their beds. Heading into my kids' disaster playroom, I'm a little bit upset that it got to this point, only because we have really been working on putting one thing away before taking out another. This is just pure chaos in here, but I will say this happened on a rainy day, and typically on a rainy day, of course, we are in the house most of the day. The kids were playing really well for honestly like hours in the playroom. So even though the playroom is a complete disaster, the kids were playing and having fun and getting along and making the best of a very rainy day. Typically they would be helping me clean this area up. However, like I have mentioned before, I never make my kids be on camera or filmed if they don't want to be. My plan was to clean this room anyway. They were off doing something else, and I have no problem cleaning this room once in a while. Not to mention, they were very grateful and thankful to come into a clean playroom. playroom is clean, we are moving into my master bedroom, which is again a complete disaster. We're going to pick up in here, wipe everything down, change the sheets, make the bed, and get this room back in order. I feel like this is probably a little bit strange, but putting new sheets on a bed is so calming and satisfying to me. I'm definitely a perfectionist when it comes to making my bed or the kids' beds. I just feel like they should be made the right way and everything has to be exactly as I like it. I have no idea why I'm like this, but for example, one time Rob put the top sheet upside down so that larger portion was at the bottom of the bed and I was appalled. I took the whole bed apart and remade it the right way. I'm just very picky about the beds being made a certain way. Maybe it's because I love getting into a perfectly made bed. I can tell you for sure, Rob does not care if he gets into an unmade bed, even if it's completely disheveled. But when I get into my bed, if I didn't make my bed in the morning, I make my bed before I get into it at night. And I'm the same way about the kids' beds because I feel like who doesn't like getting into a made bed? I'm sure there are some of you out there who like getting into an unmade bed, but for me, I love the coziness of fresh sheets and a made bed. I feel like the kids should have that same opportunity to get into a nice, cozy made bed, so I do the same thing for them as well. Let me know in the comments if you feel the same about your bed or are you completely opposite of me. The last thing I'm doing in my master bedroom is wiping everything down. While I am wiping everything down, Wyatt is jumping around on my bed, and you will see in just a minute here, he's going to try to convince me to let him jump off the bed onto the floor, and he's just so little. I was so worried about him getting hurt, so I was holding his hand while he jumped from the bed to the floor. There's actually a dog bed right next to my bed, so he was actually jumping from the bed to the dog bed, so at least he had a little bit of cushion. But you can even see it in my face here. He turned and he was like, "Mommy, I don't want to hold your hand. I don't need to hold your hand. I won't get hurt. I want to jump by myself." Obviously, he didn't say it in all of those words because he just turned 2, but in much less words, he did not want to hold my hand. So I am all about letting my kids do dangerous stuff safely. I don't know if you've ever heard that phrase, but it's all about letting them learn and experience on their own. Rather than just telling them no, I encourage them them to be careful, explain to them how to do something right or well, and also explain the danger when they do something poorly. But after that, I let them take the risk, let them learn and fail and experience on their own. I would never intentionally let my kids get hurt, but I do think it's important to let them explore. That being said, everybody parents differently. This is just what works for me, my family, my kids. If you do things a little bit different, all that matters is that it works for you, your family, and your kids. As you can see, we have finished up in my master bedroom and are back in my kids' bedroom. Their sheets are dry, so we are making their beds before they go to bed for the night. That is all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and it gave you some motivation and inspiration to get done whatever is on your to-do list today. Whether you sat back and had a cup of coffee while watching today's video or cleaned with me, I hope it made you feel positive and productive and ready for your day. If you did enjoy today's video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I just want to say thank you for being here and watching today's video. I am so grateful and thankful for this whole YouTube community. I feel like I wish I could say more than thank you, but for those of you who watch, like, comment on, and share my videos, thank you so much. It really does mean the world to me. Like I said, if you have not yet, make sure you are subscribed to my channel and I will see you in the next one. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we will be cleaning, decluttering, organizing, and doing a little makeover in my bathroom. I am so happy to have you here watching today's video. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Becky. I'm a wife and mom to 3 little ones, 5 and under, and we just found out we are expecting baby number 4 in April 2024. On my channel, I share tons of cleaning, decluttering, organizing, homemaking, and more recently, the occasional new home update. We are currently building our next home. Hopefully we will be moving in sometime in October. If you feel like that is something you would enjoy and you want to follow along, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get into this. We are starting today just showing you around my bathroom. My husband recently remodeled this space. I'm going to put a couple pictures on screen here so you can see what it used to look like compared to what it looks like now. It was pretty outdated and we just wanted to give this space a little refresh before putting our home on the market. My hope by doing this and other updates we've done around the home is that the next owners of this home will love it just as much as we have. It is honestly the perfect home for a family of 4, but we are going to be a family of 6 very soon, and this is just not enough space for us anymore. The first task I will be focusing on is decluttering this cabinet. My goal while doing this was to pack away anything I don't think we're going to need for the next 2 or 3 months before we move into our new home, and only keep essentials that we use every day. My hope is that by doing this, and I've been doing this throughout my home a little bit at a time, my hope is that it will make moving when the time comes a lot smoother and easier. Because of the size of my bathroom, I'm taking everything out of the cabinet and taking it into my living room where I will be decluttering it. Right away, the first thing I did was grab a garbage bag. I saw empty boxes, expired products, and other things that needed to be tossed. Then I will start sorting and organizing. I feel like while I was doing this, I definitely had a more difficult time than I would typically have, because typically I wouldn't be packing stuff away that we use for months at a time. But I was really trying to be mindful with everything that I kept in the house versus what was packed away and what was tossed. So normally I would dump everything into a pile, sort it into different categories, and put it away where it goes. This time I felt was a little bit different. I tried to do it that way, but because I was trying to pack away so many things, I felt myself moving and shifting things around a lot more than I normally would. So if you're thinking to yourself, wow, she has touched this or that so many times, why won't she just put it somewhere and leave it be? That is the reason. I was just having a little bit of a difficult time. When I thought I had everything under control, my husband brought in this extra bin that was out in our garage, full of stuff that was in our bathroom before he started the makeover. So this was even more that I needed to declutter and organize. Luckily, it was very limited as far as categories go, and most of this stuff I was able to just pack away. In this box, I'm putting hair products that my mom has given me over the last couple of years. She is a hairstylist and would occasionally come to my house to do my hair, which I am extremely thankful and grateful for. Talk about convenience, but these products have just been sitting and sitting there. They might even be expired at this point, but I wanted to pack them up since I know I haven't used them. I wanted to see if she would like them back. All of the decluttering is done in the baskets to the left, not in the storage bins, is everything that I'm keeping. I believe there is only 5 there, and the storage bins is everything I'm packing away. I actually haven't decided if I'm going to keep these little baskets that I had in the cabinet, simply because the holes in them make it really difficult to keep small things in them. Right now I have my makeup in one, and it drives me nuts that some of my smaller makeup items sometimes slip through the holes. For example, my eyebrow pencil or some of my brushes. I just cannot stand that, but of course I do not want to get new ones until we move in our new house and I can figure out what works for us there. So for now, these ones are staying, and they are also staying out in the living room for now while I do a quick makeover on this cabinet. Of course, I can't put things away if I'm going to be painting everything, so everything is going to stay out in the living room for the time being. I wasn't exactly sure what to do with this cabinet, so I asked you guys over on Instagram what you think I should do. I thought the bathroom needed something else, and most of you said to paint it the same color as I painted the vanity. So that's exactly what I did, and I love how it turned out. You will see how it turned out in just a little bit. One thing I love about doing projects like this is I love painting. I feel like it's so therapeutic. As somebody who has struggled with anxiety, painting usually helps me feel more relaxed. I typically don't paint a piece of artwork on a canvas, but when I feel like painting my house a different color, or for example this project, painting these cabinets, I always feel a little bit more relaxed and better while I'm doing it. I've talked a lot on my channel about how I have struggled with anxiety, and looking back, it was probably postpartum anxiety and maybe even a little postpartum depression sprinkled in there as well. I was on Zoloft for a short time, and I do believe it helped for the time being, and I think I made the right choice at that time. However, when I got off of my Zoloft, I felt like I had the most difficult time. I knew it was the right decision to get off. I felt like I had no personality anymore, and ultimately it was the best for me and my health. I think it did its job, and I'm glad I got off of it, but it was challenging to get off of it, and nobody really warns you about that. Right around the time I was going through this, BetterHelp reached out to sponsor a video of mine, and it could not have been better timing. I continued to use BetterHelp many months beyond this sponsorship, and I feel so thankful that I was able to talk to somebody during this time without leaving my home and without breaking the bank. I'm only sharing this because anxiety and depression can be a touchy subject, but I just want you to know that if you are struggling right now, maybe you have struggled in the past, or maybe you will struggle in the future. Maybe you are pregnant right now and will struggle with postpartum anxiety or depression like I have. I hope that is not the case, and I don't want to scare you because it does not happen to everybody, but it does happen to some women, and it is normal. I just want you to know that you are not alone, and there are options out there to help you. I've even had some say that my videos help them with anxiety or depression, and that just means the world to me to be able to help somebody in that way. I cannot remember exactly where I learned this trick from. I believe it was from a reel on Instagram. If you have cabinet doors like mine, this type of door was also on our bathroom vanity. Sanding them or using liquid sandpaper does not work because these doors are actually not painted. Instead, they have a plastic fitted sheet on them, and you can use a heat gun similar to the one I am using to simply pull it off. The heat will loosen the adhesive and makes this process very easy. Once you're done peeling off this plastic coating cover for the cabinet, you can sand down any rough spots and then go ahead and paint it. Now that I'm done pulling the plastic coating off, I'm going to start by painting the shelves that go inside the cabinet. This way, while the shelves are drying, I can do the doors, and then I can go back and do a second coat on the shelves. I can do a second coat on the doors, and while I'm doing that second coat on the doors, the shelves will be drying so that I can immediately put them in the cabinet. And while I'm doing that, the doors will be drying, so once I'm done putting the shelving back in, I can go ahead and add the hardware to the cabinet doors and put those back on. If you can't tell, I had a very strategic plan to get this done as efficiently as possible. There was no reason to show the second coat going on, just the same process over and over again. Now I'm putting the shelving back into the cabinet, and then my husband is actually going to put the doors on to make sure they are on the right way. For some reason, I am terrible at putting things together, so he is going to do that part, and then I'm going to start putting things back into this cabinet. I only had 5 baskets to put in here, and that only took up the bottom shelf. Here is a reminder of what the cabinet used to look like, and here is what it looks like now that it's been decluttered and painted. The last thing I'm doing in today's video is cleaning this bathroom after this big project. I feel like everything needs to be wiped down. By no means am I doing a deep clean in here, simply wiping down all of the surfaces, making sure my bathtub is clean. Only 2 days prior to this, I did deep clean this room because we had major renovations. It really needed that deep clean. But since that was just done, it wasn't necessary today, so we're just going to give this bathroom a light cleaning. Typically when I clean my bathroom, I go from my sink to my toilet, then get a new microfiber towel and clean my bathtub. I sometimes get questions about changing out my microfiber towels when I do that. Some people think I'm using the same one the entire time. I just wanted to point out that that is not true. I have a lot of microfiber towels and a lot of them are the same color. I believe I have green, blue, yellow, and pink, and like I said, I have a lot of the same color. Sometimes I will grab one that is the same color and it's not noticeable that I'm switching out towels. But believe me when I tell you I have a special basket in my laundry room specifically for microfiber towels because I use them so frequently, and they should not be washed with anything else because it will actually damage the fibers and ruin their purpose. Since we've been packing a lot of stuff away preparing for our move, one of the things I packed away, apparently I don't remember packing it away. Maybe I just misplaced it. Let's hope that is the case. My barkeeper's friend that I would typically use to get hard water stains out. So this time I tried some power paste from Scrub Daddy and it really didn't do the trick. I will have to go over this again with my barkeeper's friend to get those stains out. That is the only thing I have found to work. I take that back. A pumice stone will also work, but it does require a little more scrubbing. I'm organizing these shelves a little bit, putting the non-slip bath mat back in the bath, and then I will be wiping down the floor. I decided to do this by hand so that I could make sure to get every nook and cranny to make sure my bathroom floor was as clean as I could get it. I've only cleaned it one other time since it was installed, which of course was very recently, but I really just felt like this was the way to go to make sure it was as clean as it could get in every little space. Thank you so much for being here and watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing some cleaning, decluttering, organizing, and packing, focusing on the kids' playroom and bedroom, mostly the playroom. It was very messy and I really wanted to get everything decluttered and organized, and while I was in here I packed away a few things for when we move. Hopefully today's video gives you the motivation you need to get done whatever is on your to-do list and gets you up and motivated to have a positive and productive day. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Becky. I'm a wife and mom to 3 little ones, 5 and under, and we are expecting our 4th in April 2024. On my channel, I share cleaning, decluttering, organizing, and homemaking. If you feel like that is something you would enjoy, I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's do this. We are starting in my kids' playroom. First, I'm just showing you around so you can see where we are starting from. It's pretty messy in here, which is actually the reason I decided to start decluttering and packing in this room first, even though we won't be moving for a few months. It's summertime, my kids are outside most of the time, and right now I feel like when they come in here, even though I recently decluttered a ton of their toys, I still feel like when they come in this room, they just make a mess rather than having productive, creative play. I find that they are dumping things out and leaving them out rather than putting them away before going on to the next thing, which just creates a huge mess, and then it's a headache trying to get them to clean up this chaos in here. So I'm simply done for now. I'm packing some stuff away in this room until we move into our next house, and who knows, maybe when we move I won't even want to take any of it back out. I think I'm choosing to go this route and packing toys away rather than donating them because it gives me and the kids an opportunity to think, darn, I missed this toy, or I wish I still had that. That way, in a few months when we do move into our new house, we can be like, okay, we still have this and you can have it, but maybe other things we will be able to donate at that point that the kids did not miss. Before I start decluttering and packing things away in here, the first thing I wanted to do was clean up. This might be pointless to some, but I feel like I cannot effectively declutter unless I am in a clean space. This helps me when I'm decluttering because I feel as though now I am able to put everything where it belongs. Rather than feeling lost in the chaos of decluttering, it's much easier for me to feel like everything has a home. And everything may not have a home right away, which is why you will see me sometimes, like I'm doing right now, putting things in boxes or bags to be gone through at a later point. Once I've done majority of the decluttering, I can establish a home for these things in just a little while. But I do like to pull everything out of all of the drawers, everywhere there are miscellaneous items that need to be gone through. Before even starting to declutter, I like to pull all of those items out and set them aside to be gone through at a later point. This way I know that while I am decluttering, there's nothing left to empty. There's no drawers that are full of miscellaneous items. There are no baskets full of random items. Everything at this point has been pulled out and is in the open, ready to be decluttered. The goal here is not to have a perfectly clean room. It's really just to have a clear space to declutter in. So now I'm going to start pulling things out from the closet and decluttering. Most of the small toys in this pile will be thrown in the garbage besides a few that are used. Now I'm starting to go through the bags or boxes of random miscellaneous toys. A lot of you in the comments of previous decluttering videos of mine have said that you would just be tossing all of these small pieces. I'm not sure why. I feel like it's important to go through this pile of miscellaneous items because there may be something in there that I'm missing or the kids are missing. You just never know what you're going to find. I don't feel like it's right to throw away game pieces from games that the kids play all of the time, markers, colored pencils, perfectly good glue, hairbrushes, Legos, sunglasses, puzzle pieces. There's a lot of stuff in this pile that is actively used and I would not feel right throwing it in the garbage. So as dreadful as it is to me, we are going to work through these tiny trinkets and get everything put back where it's supposed to be. Everything that I'm putting back in this blue bag is going in the garbage. Now that we've gotten through all of the smaller items, we are going to reorganize in here really quick, then continue decluttering in the closet. Here is some wonderful moldy homemade Play-Doh. Note to self, keep homemade Play-Doh in the fridge and throw it away after a while. The closet is empty. A lot of stuff I've just put on the craft table on the other side of the room. I decided to start going through the kids' baskets. I could already see a lot of small toys in each of them that did not belong in there. Finishing up with the first basket and moving to the next, remember we are not doing any packing yet, just simply decluttering and making sure everything is where it is supposed to be to make packing a lot easier. I would never want to start packing an unorganized space. Not only does that sound like chaotic packing to find other things that go in that category or in that box or storage container, but it also sounds chaotic unpacking because then you just have everything all over the place and not in one central location. Moving on to Hazel's basket. Hazel's basket was a little bit more challenging to me because there was a lot in here that she didn't play with, but there was so much in there that she didn't play with that packing away or donating, as much as I did, it kind of made me feel uncomfortable because it left her with a lot less than the boys. She does play with her babies, so I did keep her 3 babies as well as some of their accessories, but as far as her larger dolls, she never plays with any of her larger dolls or any of their accessories, of course. So I decided, it was a hard decision for me, but I decided to donate all of her larger dolls and all of their accessories. I'm thinking that she chose not to play with these dolls because they were all different sizes, all different types of doll. So all of their accessories were different sizes as well. When she went to play with a doll, if she grabbed a larger doll, she would look through the clothes and find a shirt she wanted to put on one, but it might be too small because it was for a different doll. It was just unproductive, and I feel like it wasn't fun for her because everything was all over the place and mismatched, like I said. So my plan is, when she's ready, I don't know that she's wanting to play with dolls yet. I think she will want to in about a year or two, but my plan is to get her the same type of doll. So all of the clothes fit, all of the shoes fit, all of everything is exactly the same, and we don't have this issue ever again. I'm quickly decluttering and organizing under the easel, then straightening up the room a little bit, moving the storage containers to the side, making sure everything is packed away how it is supposed to be packed away. Then I will start packing up this playroom into boxes. I had the hardest time with this packing tape. I couldn't believe how much footage there was of me struggling that I had to cut out. I have no idea why I was struggling so hard with it, but towards the end I would just rip a long piece off and tape it on with my hands. I was done with it. While going through the closet, I had to be mindful of homeschooling. We will be starting school this year before we move to our new house. So I wanted to make sure to not pack away anything that I anticipated that we will need for this coming school year. So I didn't really pack much away in this closet. I did donate a few coloring books that we don't use, but as far as construction paper, coloring books, and school books, all of that had to stay in the closet. What I was able to pack away were school books from last year, any art projects that were done. I was able to put those things in this box. And once I wrote playroom on here, I realized that we are going to have a dedicated schoolroom at our new house. So I added schoolroom to this box, so I know that everything in here was in the playroom in this house and now goes in the schoolroom in our new house. I bought this ABC puzzle on Amazon thinking it would be great for Hazel to identify and learn the sounds of all of her letters. You're supposed to be able to put the letter in the spot it makes the sound, says what the letter is, and then a word that begins with that letter. Unfortunately, a lot of the letters don't work. When you put the letter C in, for example, it does nothing. So I feel like I wasted my money and I do not recommend. Now I'm starting to pack away some of the toys in each basket. I feel like at this point, I wish I would have packed away more, but at the same time, I really didn't want to feel like I was limiting my kids too much. I didn't want them to be sad about what I was packing away. Everything I left is played with all of the time, but like I said in the beginning of today's video, it is summertime and it is rare that they are in this playroom for very long, unless it's raining for days, in which case they go outside and play in the rain anyway. The only time they are in this playroom a lot is during the winter, and we won't be here in the winter. We'll be in our new house. On the other hand, I did feel like everything I left in this room will be easily packed away. So when the time comes and we do move, everything in the baskets can easily just be brought to the new house. It can even stay in the basket. Everything in the storage containers, in the closet, the blocks and the wooden blocks, the magnetic blocks, the Lincoln logs, the Legos, all of those things in the storage containers that are in the closet, they are already in storage containers, so those things can easily be brought to the new house as well. I decided not to pack away any books because we read books every single day. I want to make sure that the kids have a lot to choose from, and in my opinion, books are another easy thing to pack away in a box and bring to the new house. So I was pretty torn when it came to packing away more toys versus being content with what I had packed away. I wanted to make sure I was being reasonable and logical about my decisions. Ultimately, I think I could have packed away more toys from the baskets, but overall, I think I did a pretty good job. Here is everything that we are either tossing, donating, or packing away. In my opinion, I think I did a pretty good job. Like I said, I feel like there could have been a little bit more, but for the most part, I feel like this will save us a lot of headache. And like I said before, maybe when we get to the new house, we won't even want to take any of this stuff back out. I do know that when we move in, I will be reorganizing, decluttering, and making sure we only have essentials, so hopefully, fingers crossed, at that point we can donate even more. The last thing I'm doing in this room before moving into the kids' bedroom is vacuuming. I could not get these stickers off this chair. Whenever there's something really sticky in my house that I cannot seem to get off, I always reach for my lemon essential oil, or in this case, a citrus oil. Really, any citrusy oil will work, and the stickiness just comes right off. My husband has even said he thinks it works better than Goo Gone. Moving into the kids' bedroom, doing the same process, cleaning up in here. I will be changing their sheets. Once everything has been cleaned up, I'm going to be decluttering their clothes. I did buy them, especially Hazel, some new shirts and new leggings. Every single pair of her leggings were too small for her. She was in a 4T at Old Navy and is now in a 4T at Target. I didn't know that the sizes varied so significantly between the two. Luckily, I brought her with me when I went to Target and we went in the fitting room. I originally had a girl's size 4-5. Those were too big. I went to the 5T. Those were a little too big, and she is now in a 4T from Target and a 5T from Old Navy. I will show you a quick haul of everything I got. It is a lot. I will say everything was on sale and I had a coupon, so I got everything at a great discount. For example, almost all of Hazel's shirts were about the same price as if I were to get them at our local thrift shop, and I believe the leggings were only $4 each. I did get a lot of leggings because she goes through them like crazy. She plays outside all of the time. They get holes in them, they get super dirty, like to the point of no return dirty, so she does tend to go through leggings, I feel like, faster than normal. This is about the 20th time I've tried to hang this tapestry on the wall. The Velcro that is up there is just not sticky. You'll see in just a minute it falls right down, so I just folded it and set it aside. Now that the kids' bedroom is straightened up, I'm going to start going through all of their shirts. Here's what their closet looks like after all of their shirts have been decluttered. It's definitely more empty than it was before, and then I will show you all of the shirts together that we are donating. There's also this pile of leggings of Hazel's that I have already taken out to donate as well. Before we pack all of that up to donate it, I want to go through the kids' dresser so we can pack it all up at the same time, and before we do that, I'm going to go through this very quick kids clothes Target haul, just showing you everything I got for the kids at Target. Like I said, I did get Hazel a lot of shirts and a lot of leggings. She's the one that needed the most this time. Wyatt got a few shirts and he also got a few sweatpants, and Noah got a few shirts. I'm sure Noah will go through a growth spurt very shortly, but right now he is good in everything he had last year. Before I throw everything in the washer, I'm going to remove all of the tags and all of the stickers. After putting the kids' new clothes in the washer, I'll be going back into their bedroom and decluttering all of the clothes in their dresser. Now that all of the kids' clothes have been decluttered, thanks to my little helper Hazel, I'm going to bag them all up to donate them. If you can't tell by the expression on my face, these stuffed animals have been driving me nuts. I've mentioned in previous videos just dealing with it while the kids are in this stuffed animal phase, but I've had enough. I decided to go through them myself and set aside the ones I think the kids don't give much attention to and pack them away. I only decided to just pack them away in case they notice any of them missing, because if they notice they are missing, it means that they miss them. And like I said, going through their toys, I don't want to make them sad by taking things away. The point is not to make them sad or punish them in any way. The point is to get rid of some of this clutter, hopefully without them even noticing. The kids' comforters, or rather quilts, are in the dryer. While those are drying, I'm going to make their beds and vacuum. The quilts are dry. I'm going to put them on the kids' beds. Hazel's new favorite pajamas are also dry. I got them at Target with the rest of the clothes, but while I was sharing the haul, she was wearing them. She loves them. I had to convince her to take them off so that I could wash them. They are so cute and cozy. I had to show you. That is all for today's video. Thank you so much for being here and watching. I hope you enjoyed it and it gave you some decluttering and organizing motivation, or even made you feel relaxed, positive, or productive. If you did enjoy it, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Thanks again for being here and watching. I will see you in the next one.